which college soccer team is the best for soccer? So, of course, the simplest way to look at this is to see who won the NCAA tournament in the year prior, because then that would tell you who is the best college soccer team. So, at the Division III level, we have University, this is on the men's side to begin with, we have University of Chicago. For Division II men's soccer, we have Franklin and Pierce, which is an amazing school, amazing soccer team. And at the Division I level, Syracuse won the NCAA tournament. This is for the 2023 season. Now, on the women's side, at the Division III level, Johns Hopkins was the champions for women's Johns Hopkins soccer, which I should just tell you too, if you're a Division III soccer player and you're going to the NCAA tournament or you're winning, you're arguably a Division I soccer player, if not, very much amongst them. The discrepancies are very small, especially at the high academic schools like at Johns Hopkins, because all the students that went to that school, Johns Hopkins, for the women's side, were definitely being recruited by the top academic schools for their division as well, for Division I. But maybe for finances, maybe for majors, maybe for placement, location, they chose Johns Hopkins. Plus, it can be fun to be on a winning team versus maybe a mid-tier to lower tier Division III team, or Division I team rather, that's not winning. Johns Hopkins won. I mean, what an unbelievable special experience. Division II soccer for the girls was Western Washington, who won the NCAA tournament. And for women's Division I, UCLA won the NCAA tournament. So the best way to find out what are the best soccer teams is, one, find out who won the NCAA tournament within their division. Number two, look at who they played in their conference during the season and who maybe beat them during the season, came close to beating them, or is in their conference and they've played over and over. But I will say this, it's relatively rare that there's one team winning 5 years in a row, but there are a group of teams that almost always go to the NCAA tournament or come close to the NCAA tournament on both the men and the women's side year after year. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is, when you've created your mass list, one of the ways to decide who's on your mass list is if you go look up the NCAA bracket of the past few years, and then once you review it a few times over, you'll be like, oh, University of Chicago is always in it at Division III. Oh, Franklin Pierce almost won it the year before. They were always in it. Cal State LA, which is a Division II program, won it 2 years ago. So then you get an idea of, quote unquote, who's the consistently best team. And the reason that's important is, let's say you pick a school that had an unbelievable one season and maybe has never had a good season in the past. There's some concern there. The next season, is it going to be good? Was it just a fluke year? Do they have a new coaching staff who's going to be around for a long time? Or once they won, that coaching staff wants to leave and go to another place? So the simple answer is, of course, you want to be at a school that has a reputation to have done well year after year after year. And you can do that by going to their schedule on their website, scrolling to the bottom, and seeing if they were in the NCAA tournament or how far they went in their own conference tournament. And you can go back through the years. Be sure to skip the COVID year because that one didn't really count. Now, just because they haven't done well in the past few years doesn't mean next year couldn't be the season that they do extraordinarily well. The main aspect, which I talked about already, is you want to find the right college coach for you. And if you do have aspirations of playing pro soccer and you'd like to use college soccer, which is what I did, it's important that you find a coach that believes in you. Of course, being on a winning team is fantastic, but if you don't play very many minutes, first of all, that's not very fun, and that's not really the purpose of college soccer. The purpose is having an unbelievable experience where you're loving every minute of it at the best level you can play. Did I dream of playing at Valparaiso University? No, I never heard of the school, but I can tell you I had the most unbelievable, magical experience ever, and it was because of my coach. That coach is like a father to me. He'll come to my wedding. He changed my life forever. So similarly, that is really what you're looking for, because remember, those coaches are going to bring in players that are like-minded to you, right? It's like a funnel. That's what's so special about college. They're pre-picked kids for you. So the coach is going, this is the type of culture. If they picked you, odds are they're picking kids who you would theoretically, hopefully get along with, which is super exciting, which is why I want you to focus on finding the right coach for you. So when it comes to that question, which is the best college soccer team, the easy answer is check who won the NCAA tournament. But I want you to pick by coach. And the only way to get to know the coach is if you go through this process: email, phone call, visits, ID camps, showcases, etc. In saying that, when there's a school that's been consistent, if you think of the Big Ten schools or the ACCs, those are the obvious ones. But if you look at a school that most of you maybe hadn't heard of, like on the men's side, Cal State LA, they won the NCAA tournament, but they had gone to the final the year prior. So they were always getting very, very close to making it to that point. If you look at Franklin and Pierce, the Division II school on the men's side that won the tournament this year, they were always very good consistently. University of Chicago was coached by a woman for the first time, as far as I'm concerned. I'm pretty confident that's the first time in history that a woman has won the NCAA tournament with a men's team. University of Chicago has always been very good. So the best way to do it, in my opinion, is pick the schools you've heard of. Put them on your list. Put them in categories 1, 2, and 3. Division 1, 2, and 3. Then you say, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know. Pick it by location. Pick California schools. You're going to see who they're going to play against. Then pick a state that you think you might want to live in. Look at those schools and see how they did. But the best way to find out like who's the overarching best schools year after year is you go to the NCAA website and you look at the bracket and you can see who it is that's been in the NCAA year after year after year. If you want more help playing college soccer, give me a call. Links down below, and I'll talk to you soon.